Okay, here we go. What is this, week 3?
Yes.
Week 3. Does everyone have their trackers? I actually was a good girl and printed mine out this time. Just for you guys.
Oh, wait, we need a new one. I didn't print a new one out.
You have yours too, Kim?
Yeah, let me get it.
I am going to change things up a little bit. Oh, Sandy Pierce is trying to get in. And I'm going to call on you guys and put you on the spot. Like we're in grade school. Okay. But you don't have to be nice. Okay. Katie, I want to know on your daily habits, what were you the best at? Did you get any 5s?
Personal development, self-development. That one's really easy for me because I do it in between dropping the kids off at school and on my way to my 9-to-5 job.
Awesome. Did you have any that were 1?
Not any that were 1s, but my lowest one was doing posting on my wall. I've been trying to like do more on my personal wall, but I don't want to go like too overboard all of a sudden. So I've been like ramping up slowly.
Oh, good. Well, we're going to talk about that today. So that's perfect. Based on the habits that you did, do you feel like anything helped? Did you have a win?
My biggest win was I got my first subscription box sold.
Oh, yay!
Yay!
It was one of those where I think she just needed to see it enough times.
Right.
Like she was halfway there and she was just like, oh, I'm thinking about it and thinking about it. And then finally she was like, you know what, just do it. And so I had showed her another picture of the graphic about next month's box. And she was like, okay, I'm in.
Right. So what's that saying that people need to see things like 7 times
Right.
before they take the leap? So now that you've learned that for the subscription box, keep that in mind for your personal page posts about being repetitive and staying in front of people all the time, because it's not just about the subscription box, it's about you. Okay, Amanda.
Yeah.
I want to know, how did you move the needle this week?
I gained 2 new VIPs from messaging people.
Awesome.
Yes,
Good
that
deal.
was, they were actually Instagram people too, so not from Facebook. So that was exciting.
That's
And
really
I consistently post it and message. I message people all the time, but I do make it a goal to message at least 5 people a day.
That's awesome. Can you tell us what's like your first message that you send them?
Just hey, how are you doing? Like, or oh my gosh, I saw that picture on Facebook, like how cute. I start with something, a personal connection.
That's awesome. So any way you can like slide into their
Mhm.
mailbox, not to be a
Without
creep.
being like, hey girl.
Let it to their
Right.
DMs.
If I ever see you guys do a hey girl message, I am gonna come to the screen and slap
No,
your
always use their first name.
Okay.
I only
Um,
message Tiffany, hey girl, just so
Hey
we're
girl,
clear.
I'm going to
Multiple
from now
times
on.
a day. Multiple times a day. But we also make each other cry all the time and that in a good
Yeah,
way. So
it's
it's allowed. Her hey girl's accepted. Okay. Kim, what can you improve on? What did you have for that?
Oh, girl, I can improve on posting on my personal wall and stories. I post it every day in the VIP. I do the self-development, but I need to get better. So I did work this weekend on re-going through pillars because they can change. And so I've made that, I would say I moved the needle forward this week with that. So now I'm going to be focusing on getting post and ideas of things to post because I don't have kids. And so I'm always like, well, what do I really want to post? But people tend to like to see the dogs as I have one walk up and the chickens and stuff like that. So I just need to do more posting with that kind of stuff.
Right. Right.
So
We'll talk about that a little bit today too. So I want if you guys are on your computer, if you can use the chat or you can use the little reaction button and show your hand, tell me honestly, raise your hand if you, or just physically raise your hand, if you honestly believe that posting on your personal page is as important as the consistency in your VIP group. Now, keep your hand up if you actually do that. Most of you post how many times in your VIP group, right? Every day, at least 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, but do you honestly post every single day on your personal Facebook page or Instagram page? Raise your hand. Okay, I'm here to tell you, you should be doing that because it's important. It's important for you. One of the biggest things that I heard when we asked about the training is, how do I tap into my cold market? Somebody is trying to get in. Hold on. How do I tap into my cold market? Hey girl, use your personal pages. That's where your cold market is. That's where, especially on Instagram, people are using hashtags as a way, and they're watching reels and they're finding all these people that they literally don't know, they've never come across before. If you're not using your personal pages as much as you're using your VIP group, but that doesn't mean post 3 times a day. That means try to post often and consistent, just like you do in your VIP group. It's super important if you're trying to access that cold network that's literally right in front of you. Did somebody have a question? Cece, do you mind putting it in the chat? I will completely squirrel and get off my my little tangent if I stop myself. But if you could put it in the chat, I'll answer questions at the end. Okay, so last week we talked about the 5 pillars, okay? And I want to show you today, because I'm a visual learner, I want to show you today how to do it, how to execute it, and why they're so important. And I just kind of want to talk about it. The 5 pillars are important to me. And if you find another reason why you think the 5 pillars are important, please drop them in the chat. I want you guys to use the chat as often as you want. The 5 pillars are important because you're tapping into your cold market, or people that you don't, maybe it's not cold market technically, but it's people you don't normally talk to, but they're following you. It's right there. You're building relationships. People are going to know, like, and trust you based off of your personal page and how you post. Algorithms, they're a beast and they're terrible, but if you know how to use them, they can really work in your favor. To help you reach different types of people, not just the same 5 people all the time. Consistency, show up on your personal page, just like you show up in your VIP group. It's equally as important. And you're wasting so much opportunity by not using your personal pages. I'm talking about Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, whatever it is that you used, all of those personal pages, okay? It builds a routine for you. So you already have a routine about posting in your VIP group, right? You know, every day I need to post something in there. But until you start doing that in your personal page, you're not going to really have that as a routine. So if you force yourself to do this, you're going to build that routine naturally till you wake up and you're like, oh God, it's been like 3 days since I posted on my personal page, and it feels like a void. Okay. It helps people keep seeing you. Katie, like I said, seeing things over and over and over again, it keeps you in people's minds. Okay. And I also want to say, while you're doing these pillars, it's crucial that you be yourself. Don't try to be Charlotte. She's amazing, but don't try to be her. Okay. Don't try to be anybody but yourself. It's okay. When I say that, it's okay to test it and to practice and to throw things out there that you're not sure about. But if it feels like it's not you, don't do it, because it's going to come across that way to other people as well. They're going to know if you're being fake. Okay. So I'm going to show you in action. If you guys have questions, feel free to use the chat. I don't see anybody else joining yet. I feel like I'm going to forget about that. I'm going to share my screen and let you see in action. Can everyone see my profile? Okay. So I haven't touched this, and you're going to see that I haven't posted. Oh, I posted yesterday. Yay. I try to post at least 5 times a week, because if I'm not posting on my personal page, it's just quiet and nothing happens that day on my personal page. Okay. So I see it as a way to connect with people. And if I'm not posting that day, I'm not connecting with new people that day. So this is called a 7-second scroll, and it doesn't have to be 7 seconds. It can be longer. It can be, you know, it's at least 7 seconds. Okay. This is the 7-second scroll. Go to a profile. You can do this after this. I'm going to have you do this on your own profile, and you scroll for 7 seconds, and you want to know, are you getting to know this person? Do you feel like you know, like, and trust that person? Are they showing up consistently? What are the things that you like about them? What are the things that make them tick? What are their 5 pillars? What makes them who they are? Are you getting to know this person? If not, your profile has no purpose. Okay. In this day and age, social media, this is how we operate, and it is going in this direction, whether we like it or not. I hate posting on social media. I'm a private person, but this is the way the world is going. And if I fight it, I'm not going to grow as much as I could. So I'm just going to jump right in and go for it. Okay. So my profile is public, and you can tweak certain posts to be private. If you don't like to share certain pictures of your kids, if you have a picture of your kid in the bathtub, you might want to make that a private post. So here's my profile. We're going to scroll for 7 seconds. And hopefully within 7 seconds, you see that I'm a stylist. Oh, sorry. There's so many comments on that one. It takes up too much time. Pause. Oh my God. Why are all the comments showing? Okay. So here's the first stylist post. Within every 7 seconds, you should see some, oh my God, why are the comments showing? I'm so sorry. This is not going to work if the comments are showing.
Just showing off how many comments you get on a post.
How do I hide them? Oh my God, that was not, okay, there we go. Okay, so you see within 7 seconds, you get a little snippet of my life, okay, with little sprinkles of color sheet. So my pillars, do you have any idea what my pillars are? My kids, this is from my son. I like to sing, but this is a post my husband made. Listen, if you can get your husbands to help you with your social media page, do it. I asked my husband, because he posted this and he didn't tag me. And I'm like, what are you even doing? Why would you even post that without tagging me? Because that's content.
Tag me or it didn't happen. Yeah.
Tag me or take it down. I don't need everyone to know I'm 50 pounds skinnier here. Okay. So listen, the post that you think, how do I word this? You may
You
not
think it's
know.
a weird post. Yeah.
You may not know what's going to captivate your audience, okay? Never in my life did I think that this little bearded dragon was going to get me talking to people I've never talked to before on my social media. Look how many comments are on here, 189 comments, and so most of those are me, but almost 200, so 225 engagements on that. On a lizard, you guys, I never thought this guy would help me with my content. So if you have a post like that, Charlotte, yours was a mop, right? You posted about a mop. Never in your life did you think that was going to help you with your content. If people like what they see, give them that. Give them what they want. And people on this page, I mean, people are messaging me reels with bearded dragons in them, pictures of their bearded dragon, asking me, okay, what are the deets? My kids want one. This is all, oh my gosh, people are trying to get in. Hold on, sorry. This is all important when it comes, oh my gosh, how do I get rid of this thing? When it comes to engaging with your cold market. These people are talking to me about bearded dragons, and I'm not going to go in and be like, hey, I also sell Color Street. Do you want to talk about that? Immediately, they're going to shut down. But if they're talking to you about something, connect with them. And what happens when they connect with you? They're starting to know, like, and trust you. They're going to pay attention to your page more. They're going to see that Color Street post that you post, and maybe they're going to be like, oh, I actually like her and I trust her. Maybe I want to try that product, but I'm not going to cold message them. I'm not going to sit here and tell you to cold message people ever in your life. I do not want you to cold message people about your product. Well, that's me. That's not to say that that's wrong, or everyone doesn't say that, but I'm the type of person that if you cold message me about your product out of nowhere, I'm not going to respond. I just am not. And I respect the hustle of MLM people. But if you're just going to message me about your product, no thanks. Like, I'm good. But I will respond to every single person and build a connection about this dang lizard. Okay. And eventually that's going to help me out. Maybe not with everybody, but with some people. So here's my first opportunity post. Okay. I relate it to my children and then sneak it in at the end there. Like, hey, it's pretty awesome that I have an unexpected snow day. I'm home with all 3 of my kids and I'm able to still make money. And not, so my point here was, I don't have to call in sick. That gave me so much anxiety when I used to go to a job, was calling in sick. I don't understand how moms can do that. It stresses me out. So that was that post, and it was a business opportunity blessing. I'm crafty, and another Color Street post. So sometimes, depending on what I need, like I'm trying to recruit people for Jamaica, sometimes I get a little too heavy on the Color Street posts and I don't sprinkle in stuff in between. So there's just a few Color Street posts I shouldn't have had all together, but you want to space out your Color Street posts, right? Okay, so do you guys feel like you have an idea of what my life is like a little bit? You have a little snippet into my life. Do you guys feel like by looking at my profile that you could be interested in me as a person? You could relate to me on something. Now we're going to look at Charlotte. Not to put you on the spot, Charlotte. Okay. Right off the bat, her cover photo is very captivating because you're like, what is this? It's beautiful. Her profile picture. Sorry, hold on. Let me let somebody in. Her profile picture is clear. The lighting is good. Her face is front and center. It's not this little itty bitty picture of something you can't see. So when I go to her profile, I know exactly what she looks like. Okay. All right. So let's 7-second scroll Charlotte and see what we can learn about her.
There's
Make a note
lot
in
of
your
food
head of
pictures.
what you're learning about Charlotte. These posts get me every time. They make me hungry and she never shares and I have to give her crap all the time. Here's her first Color Street post. And this one's important because you also see that she works from home, which is a big deal to people right now. People are trying to find ways to work from home. Charlotte loves to cook. She's a personal cheerleader for people. If you follow her, you know that her reels are goofy and silly. She has a great sense of humor. She's herself. She doesn't care if she has a full face of makeup or nothing. She is herself to the fullest and she's adorable. That's what I learned by her reels. She does whatever this Color Street thing is. Okay. Charlotte is very much herself on her social media page. And she also likes books, which we saw at the top. Do you guys feel like you had a little sneak peek into Charlotte's life? Do you feel like her posts made you know, like, and trust her, or at least made you interested in getting to know her more because she's being personal? Did you see one thing that resonated with you that you're like, oh, I also read books. I want to talk to her about that. Or, wow, she's a really good cook. I want to follow her for her recipes. Was there something on there that grabbed you? Here's the importance of having multiple pillars. I don't read. I don't care about reading. So I'm not going to look at that post, but she cooks. That gets me because I like baking. So I'm going to follow her baking posts. So now instead of only posting about books, which would have lost me completely as a customer, or as a friend following her, that would have lost me. But her baking posts grabbed me. Her cheerleading posts grabbed me because I struggle with self-esteem, and her sharing her reels where she's building you up and being the, what do you call it, Charlotte? Not a cheerleader. Is it cheerleader?
Sorry, I aggressively praise you, but yes, I'm your hype girl.
Hype girl. There we go. She hypes people and her reels speak to me because I struggle in that area. So you want to have multiple pillars so that you're reaching multiple people. Something that grabs me may not speak to Amanda, but maybe Amanda reads and she's like, oh, cool, I'm going to talk to her about that. These are all people that you don't normally sell to, right? So you're trying to reach all these different people, and you're going to have to play around with all your pillars to see what speaks to people and what never gets any action, you know? So thank you, Charlotte, for letting me scroll your page. Now I want you to pull your phone up. If you're able to pull your phone up, you're probably on your phone. And I want you to go to your profile. And I want you to scroll for 7 seconds. Tell me if you get that same feeling. Are you interested in yourself? Is your profile boring you, or is it interesting to you? It's important. You're a person. Are you interesting? Are you showing your interesting stuff? Are you interested in yourself? Are you sharing things that you love? Are you sharing things that make you a human being? Share those things. Are you seeing that on your profile? Within 7 seconds, do you have anything about Color Street at all? Anything. It doesn't have to be, hey, with a graphic of what just launched. Don't put those on your personal page. Put those in your VIP group. Your personal page is for things that you love. Are you sharing or are you selling? Don't sell always on your personal profile. So ones that I like to do are like, I'll post my nail feeds, but I won't say anything about being a stylist. I'll just say, why do I love this product so much? Because I just did this at home with my kids running around and I had to stop 7 times to change a diaper. That's what I post about. Share why you love it. Don't share that you sell it. Did you see any business blessings? Anything about how this company, this team, this community, this product, how has it blessed you? Did you see that? Do you guys feel like your profile is perfect or like you could work on it?
Well, I know I can definitely work on mine.
We all,
That
Yeah.
went with my weekly update.
we all can. It's something that is constantly something we're working on. And what sucks is when you get it down, it's going to change and you have to roll with that. Okay. So here's your challenge. I want you to find someone in our mentorship. It can be someone on this call. It can be someone in a group, someone in our mentorship. I want you to find a 7-second scroll buddy. Okay. So just like I did, Charlotte, you want to 7-second scroll that person and you want to keep in your mind, what are their 5 pillars? And we'll post about this so you have all these questions to kind of help you. What are their 5 pillars? Is their profile repetitive or is there stuff sprinkled in between? What I mean by that is did Charlotte post 5 posts about books or is it a book, cooking, Color Street, her kids? Is she sprinkling them in there or is she super repetitive? What's your favorite thing that they post? What was the post that spoke to you? Let them know that, like, hey, somebody's looking at this. This is meaningful. Keep doing this. Are they a stylist? Do you know that? Not because you know that. Does their profile show you that they're a stylist? Are they sharing or are they selling? This is stuff that you can say back to them to help them see what they could improve on. Are they sharing business blessings? Do you know what they love about the company? Do you know what they love about their team or their product? What do you like about them based on their profile? Are they consistent? All these types of questions are what you can ask yourself while you're looking at their profile, and they're going to come back and do the same thing for you. Okay. So after this call, I believe Charlotte, you're going to post all those questions, and then she's going to make a post that where you can comment and say like, hey, I still need a buddy. Okay.
And you can have more than one buddy. So if you want to look at a few more, if you want more people to look at yours, you're definitely welcome to keep working at it. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. And 7-second scroll yourself often. It's a gut check. Like, oh my God. So just as I did that with you guys, I realized I posted Color Street 3 times in a row. I can't do that. Okay. So I need to sprinkle in a little bit more. So make sure you're 7-second scrolling yourself every now and then to see if you're posting enough of your pillars and if you're posting too much of one thing. That's all I had.
I will say, sorry, one point that I was going to make with this too is if you're throwing a Facebook party or if you are trying to get customers or if somebody's trying to find out more about you, those are things to kind of keep into consideration too. Like, I don't know how many times I've gotten a message from someone who's asking me a question, maybe about their product. And it's not necessarily like an approach that I like, but let me go look at their profile to see if I can find anything. If they don't have a post from this year already, that means that they're not on social media enough. And that means that I'm not going to be able to find out any information about whether I know and like and trust them or not. So if I'm having a Facebook party and one of the hostess guests decides to click on my profile and go and scroll through it to see if she can find out more about me, and there's not a post from this year, like that's a big thing too. So know that along with like just your market, just your people who are on your friends list, if your page is public like mine is, or if you're hosting other things and you have public posts in general, if they don't see anything current coming from you, then they might not feel that connection with you. It's like when I go to someone's Instagram, when they send me a message and they haven't posted in 2 years, are you a real person or are you a bot who has this account? And how should I react to that? So just remember that even though it feels finicky, it feels weird, it feels like a weird like self-exploration situation, but this is how people as a former and current very good internet stalker, this is how people get to know you. This is how they find out more about you. This is how they know when they send me a message, hey, I know you love baking, let's talk about this. And it's because I'm like, oh yeah, I posted about that. They wouldn't know if I didn't post about it. So they wouldn't know that Tiffany had a bearded dragon if she didn't put her bearded dragon up there. So now she won't stop posting about the bearded dragon. Now I want one and I just got a cat. I can't get one.
See?
Gosh.
See, and eventually maybe you'll do that with Color Street too. Maybe we'll be like, fine, I'll just try it because she keeps posting about it. That's the idea. And I was also going to say, you reminded me, Charlotte, when you were saying that, if you have people that are commenting, make sure you're commenting back. Okay. And if you can somehow get in their messenger, that's even better, but do not bring up your products. Bring up what is relevant to them. It's not about you. It's not about your product or your sales unless they ask about it. I was going to say, go to their page before you even respond to them and check them out. Okay. That's what their page is for. So go see if you can find anything to connect with them about. Don't just randomly, message them, hey, and have nothing to say. Make sure so I know they want to talk about the bearded dragon. Okay, let's talk about it. But I'm also going to scroll their page and be like, oh my gosh, I also saw you have twins. I have twins. And now we're like besties, right? Use their social media too. Okay. And also another question I want to ask is, are you seeing their face? They need to see your face. Like Shannon just did a live in the Polished Empire, and I want you all to go watch it. It's like 3 minutes long. You can watch it. If your face is not on your personal page, they don't know what you look like. They don't. How hard is it to connect with somebody when you can't put a name to a face, right? Like, are you even a real, like Charlotte, are you even a real person? Let people know what you look like. Even if you don't like the way you look, let people know what you look like, okay? Because it's okay. It's okay if you don't like selfies. Most of us don't, but we have to do it. It's the business that we're in, and it's the way that we network, okay? Put your face out there. Charlotte, do you have any more points? I'm gonna look at these.
No, I
questions
was
over
just
here.
laughing because I was remembering that Tiffany's literally known me from the point where I used to take selfies before they were like cool selfies, and it was just me using the end of the camera roll on everyone's disposable cameras. The only other thing that came up here was Cece did ask earlier, it was her question earlier, was can I post Color Street on my page? And I mean, yes, you can. The line that you have to, everyone has a different approach is what I'm going to start off with. Everyone has a different approach. Everyone's going to do things differently. They're going to do whatever feels right for them. The only big lines that you have to make sure you're not crossing are the offering of specials or things like that. So anything within the code of conduct, that's not the right thing. The P&P, anything within the P&P with Color Street is the biggest thing that you have to worry about. But as far as posting Color Street in general, of course. And those are the great ways too, to just remind them like, hey, if you have a post that did really well in your VIP group, post it on your personal page. And then be like, this did amazing in my, look, I've had a lot of really great answers to this in my VIP group. I wanted to know what all of my other friends thought too. Here's what it is. By the way, if you want to join my VIP group, here's the link to my VIP group. And that option is out there for them. So definitely, yes. What we're saying is just, Color Street is a pillar. It's not your personality is what that's the point we're trying to make.
One killer.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
So try but sometimes before I even post, I'm sorry if I just cut you off, Charlotte. Sometimes before I post about Color Street, especially if it's a salesy post, I'll go back and make sure I didn't just post that. Okay. So like sometimes I'll have to wait till tomorrow and I'll have to post something today from another pillar just so people aren't like, oh my God, everything you post is a sale. You don't want people to feel like that. So I would say where you're trying to get used to this, try to post just the things you love about the product and the company. What do you love? Share it. Don't sell it. Okay. Don't post a graphic that has from Color Street. Okay. Don't post a generic graphic. Put your face and your personality into it. Show yourself putting it on and be like, oh my gosh, look at this. Okay. Don't share, like I said, a generic graphic, because people aren't going to look at that like they're going to look at your personal picture or your face or your post.
Yeah. Snail fees are that's the go-to, and that's where you are showing your nails. You're blatantly like, hey, look at this, but also you're not talking about that, right? Someone is going to, especially if your nails are especially flashy that week, someone's going to say something. So you don't, necessarily have to be the one to bring attention to it all the time, but I'll even do things where like I'm holding something that says Color Street or says my team name, or I have a lot of Color Street shirts from conference because Tiffany kept designing shirts and Shannon kept designing shirts. So I had to keep buying shirts. So it's like, you know, it's there all the time. It's there all the time. It's just, you can ease your way into that with that too. So the snail fee.
The snail fee.
Yes.
I try to sneak my nails in anytime that I can without actually talking about it. Like a coffee mug, or just when I held my lizard, I was, you bet, I was like, how do I get my nails in there? Right? Do they look good? Every time I post my hand or I post anything, I'm like, can I get my fingers in this? Sounds really weird, but that way, the one time I post something that's a little salesy, people are like, oh yeah, her nails are always really pretty, but she doesn't really talk about it. Leave room for curiosity. Don't cram it down their throats. Just let them wonder, like, gosh, her nails are always done, you know? Does anybody have any
Perfect.
questions?
To be honest with you, Tiffany, to be honest with you, with your bearded dragon in your hand, I was like, ew, that thing's ugly. But the whole time I was staring at your nails because I was like,
Get off.
I
thought most
can't-
people would
I
be like,
can't
"It's
do-
gross."
I can't do things like that. But
Oh.
those things gross me out, like snakes, lizards, all that kind of stuff.
Ew.
But the whole time I was just looking at your nails. I was like, oh my God, her nails are so pretty.
Yeah, once
What is
people
she
know-
holding? Oh my God.
once people know about your nails, they're always looking at them. Okay. It's just like if Charlotte sells makeup, I'm always going to be like, oh, her eyes look really pretty today. Like once they know, they're going to pay attention to that. So sneak your nails in anytime you can, but don't talk about them.
Oh yeah, I always try to figure out what color Charlotte's wearing on her lips.
Right. No,
Like what does she have
No
on
one
today?
knows.
even stylists like
knows.
to be curious. So make sure your people that are following you, leave them curious. Okay. Like, ooh, where'd you get that nail polish? Can I get that at Walmart? No, girl.
No, you can get it from me. Just saying. All right.
Ugh.
Does anyone have any other questions about anything in general or any other things? I lost words there for a second. Sorry, guys. No? Okay. Well, I will be posting those graphics with Tiffany's challenge. So it's going to be to find a 7-second scroll buddy, and then we'll have the questions on there too, so that you can give that feedback. Remember, you can have anyone scroll you. You can 7-second scroll however many times you want to. It's a great way to learn and understand. One, I will tell you that a lot of times for me, when I 7-second scroll somebody else, I'll go, oh yeah, I like that too. It's like, forget that you like certain things sometimes because you're trying to fit yourself into a box. And yes, we talked about the 5 pillars, but we're multifaceted people. So a lot of times it's just like, oh yeah, remember when I used to do that? That was fun. So let's make sure it lets you kind of open up your mind a little bit, but also it's a great way to kind of get to know how other people are posting and how you can incorporate that into your businesses as well. So that will be the challenge for this week. I'll have another post go up next Sunday for the mentorship thing there as well. If anyone has any requests or suggestions for trainings, please reach out to us, put it in the chat, send it to us one-on-one so that we can try and give you guys the kind of support that you guys are looking for. Okay. Anything else that I'm missing? Shannon, I know that you are at a doctor's appointment. Is there anything else you would like to share? She's like, way to put me on the spot.
Nope, I think, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Nope, you guys did a good job. So, way to go, guys. You can't see me. I
Now,
have
that's the
to.
day. I've been so nervous. Now I can breathe.
I need
Tiffany's
to
gonna go
break, as
pass out now
always.
with her lizard.
I'm
It's
gonna
fine.
go to sleep. No. Don't look, Amanda. Brianna, do you have anything? I know you're busy too. I don't even know how long it takes people to unmute.
She probably is driving, is what I'm gonna
listening.
assume. So
She's not
she's
even
just throwing
listening.
you under the bus. It's fine.
Okay.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, if nobody has any more questions, oh, she
Oh,
said
she said nope.
no.
Yeah.
Okay. She's listening. All right. All right. So
Fine.
hear from you guys. Let us know if you have any questions. Utilize our mentorship chat. We're all here to help you with ideas. If you haven't found a buddy, watch for that post. And it's going to help you a lot to have somebody just give you some feedback. Okay. And don't take it personal, because you're going to give them feedback too. So be gentle. All right, guys. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye.